I tried to do this 5 times already and I failed because every single time I would get mad about something and started yapping. The last time it was how Argos was mistreated in the books, and despite them adding more information, he was still mistreated in the movies. So I'm not going to start about that again, but I will talk about the Odyssey. I watched it today, 6 a.m. I have spent the entire day thinking about it and talking to my colleagues about it. And I also made pros and cons, a list which is more than just a list. Overall, I would say it is like a visual translation of the Odyssey, the book written by Homer, translated by many others over the year, like a retelling. I would call it a retelling at best. That does not mean I hate the movie. I love the movie as the movie and what it represents and what it means in today's time and age and the kind of message it was trying to give. I am all for it. I do have a few problems with the movie, with the casting, not the usual casting, but I have a bit of a like. I'm a bit upset with the way they casted Cersei and Calypso. I'm like unhappy with a lot of locations, but I do understand why it was done. Same goes with the storytelling. A lot of the book was not part of the movie. The movie was almost 3 hours, and there was a lot they left out. And I think I understand why they had to leave it out, but they did spend a lot of time on other things that didn't need to be done. And instead, they could have added a lot from Odysseus' journey. But what we do get instead is him going to like 2 or 3 places and then spending 7 years where he is on the island with Calypso. And instead of him eventually leaving her island and then finding other people who actually help him to get to Ithaca, we just have him recall everything that happened to him which he can't remember, inaccurate according to the book. I do have a bit of a problem with how the little bit of mythology they could add, like as realistically as possible, that also seemed very underwhelming. I mean, the movie is completely like based in reality. Like he has removed every essence of mythology from the movie. It is more of a PTSD post-war kind of a journey for Odysseus. Like he's struggling with the things that he has done and seen and has to live with for the rest of his life, and the weight of bearing that pain while also wanting to go home, but is not sure how to do that. While we do get some mythological beings still, like Cyclops, and Cyclops is just more like a monster. Like he is literally heard saying that, Father Poseidon, please take revenge because somebody has blinded me. He literally uses those words, and Odysseus, every time has been asked to think about gods, has become so overwhelmed with his pain that despite roaming around with like a little figure of Athena, he still tells Telemachus and others not to look for gods in men. It is honestly very sad and very brooding, and it reminds me more of a Viking era and the British white European era where everything was like dead and dark and nothing was in color. That's what this movie made me feel. That is the tone and vibe they were probably going for, but it was way too dark for me. Like, Odysseus is smart and cunning, and he is rude and also funny at times, and he's very snarky, and none of those things are seen in the movie. I enjoyed it visually. They made a lot of good choices when it comes to what he did want to say with Zendaya's character that was presented to be as Athena, but she is not Athena in the movie. She is more of the ghost of his past that is basically haunting him. We do not see anyone actually helping him when the books literally have several gods like supporting him and Athena there at every cross and turn telling him what to do. Not just him, but Telemachus and helping Penelope and all of that. But still, none of that happens because this movie is very much grounded in reality. We just see him get from the island, where he's sitting and trying to remember how he got to the island in the first place. That is basically the first half. And in the second half, we have him in Ithaca and figuring out how to get revenge on the suitors and help his son and get back with his wife. As for performances, I absolutely loved Robert Pattinson as the villain. He has a bit of a childish behavior. He's like the worst character you could have ever imagined. And it just keeps getting progressively worse. It gets so worse that you cheer for the moment where he gets punched in the face. It's that bad. But amazing performance by Robert Pattinson. I absolutely did love Matt Damon as well. He has a lot of different shades to his colorless character. It's pretty much in one direction. He's brooding from the start. He didn't want to go to the war, and now that he's here, he still uses his brain, and after using the brain, he's guilty about it. But yeah, Matt Damon had so many ways to show different sides to his character, and I really loved his journey from being at Troy to learning what it means to be at war and to come back home. Tom Holland is adorable. He recently, in an interview, talked about being lucky enough to do theater before doing this movie, and you can see that with his body language in the movie. He's acting not just with his face but with his body as well. Usually, it'd be easier for him to do that because he's just in like a mask and like a suit. But here, he really makes a difference. Like, he still looks like a boy throughout the movie, but he grows a little. Like, after meeting his father, you do see the change in him, and it comes very charmingly. I did enjoy that part. I will talk about Argos. They gave him more scenes, which is adorable. But I will forever be mad about how Telemachus and Penelope never cared enough for the poor dog, and he was on a pile of shit outside the house. There is one scene that I would like to mention, and it really, really upset me. Other than the mummy and daddy and mama's boy, and was there is a whole scene in the sequence. It's not even a scene, an entire action sequence in the book where he has to choose between going to a whirlpool or choosing a path that seemingly looks safer, but he for sure will lose six men. And there is water rushing in from all angles, and there is this majestic mythological being that you can't really understand or explain is like taking in water and pushing it out, and instead of that, amazing visuals which may or may not have been possible in the movie. Like I said, I understand the production choices, but that is an important scene. I do understand that the movie did not have mythological aspect to it, but they could have used location which does have waters rushing against the rock, because there it is a rocky terrain where this scene does take place. It is a rocky terrain, but in the movie it is just plain water, just like they're just sailing through easily. But I did enjoy the movie. For people who do not know much about the book or have read it very long ago, this will be a much easier watch. In IMAX, it's amazing. The colors, as much as there are browns and blacks and whites and reds, they look amazing. I wish there was a bit more color and a bit more sky. But it is pretty much, it has that really brooding and sad English vibe, which not a fan of. But yeah, great performances, and I will still recommend it. I was nitpicking, but I get it. I understand the production choices, but I was expecting maybe a little more closer to the mythology, because, well, it's Greek gods. It literally is about the Greek gods. So I thought I'd get to see a little bit of that, because they did say that Zendaya was playing Athena, and the movie does not suggest that. I did love it though. I love it. And I wish there was a bit more of nice things for Arcos.